What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another very delayed weekly project update. I know it's been, what, 3 weeks, almost 4 since I've last talked to you guys, and we've had a lot going on. And I'll apologize now if you hear a lot of airplane noises. Apparently they got a graduating class out here, and they're flying the paint off these T-38s. So, to catch up on everything you've missed the last 3 weeks, well, I think the last time we talked, the cluster in the gold Chevrolet had burnt to a crisp, and I'd ordered another one. We were working on this trailer. Got the wheel bearings repacked, new brakes. That's all done. We had to get a spare tire mounted. I don't know whatever happened to my other spare tire mount, but it became history, so halfway engineered something, and it's sturdy. It's not going anywhere. You'll wonder why all my tools and tie-down equipment is scattered all over the deck. Well, at some point in the last 5, 6, 8 years of this trailer's life, the toolbox has kind of torn the bolts through the floor of the toolbox, and that's what I got these for. I'm going to take some steel plates that I had left over from Brownie's seat brackets that we had cut up and drill some holes, lay these in here, and hopefully let this toolbox live a little bit longer. Talking about the other delays that we've had. So you know that gold Chevrolet we were super proud of, did head gaskets and all that stuff on? We had to do it again. I guess there's some voodoo magic with these Duramax engines. I didn't believe it at first. I thought it was hype, but 2 weeks later, I'm starting to believe it's true. So the lowdown is, I was driving, I pulled over here to the house one day and saw a little bit of coolant dripping from the wheel well. I thought, well, okay, last time I filled it up, I did get it pretty full, and it's finally up to temperature. Maybe it worked an air bubble out, pushed a little water, not a big deal. Next day I drove it to work, and as I got out of the truck, I heard dripping. I was a little nervous. I looked on the other side of the truck, and the whole side of the truck was covered in coolant. And there was a big puddle on the ground right there in front of the tire. I was like, oh. Long short of it, see, there goes another one of those 38s right now. So when we torqued the heads the first time, we went 45, 85, 125 foot-pounds, and then we put the engine together. Well, apparently the pro tip is to go 45, 85, 125, and then let it sit overnight. Come back the next day, torque it to 125 again. So, with the gracious help of my friends Eric and Kimberly, we ripped this thing apart in what I would consider record time. I think we started the Saturday before Veterans Day at like 4 in the afternoon, and by Sunday afternoon about 5-ish, the heads were off. Luckily for us, our favorite machine shop, Big Stick Grinding, they were open on Veterans Day, so we jammed the heads down there, and in the time it took Brent in the front office to print up a ticket, his guy Kevin in the back shop was already done. We just told him we just wanted him to lightly touch it, just to take the markings off of it, and then we're good to go. Had some sandpaper laying around from the last time that we did the head gaskets on this thing a month ago. Luckily for me, Kim had the week off. She took a few days of her time to sand on the decks of this thing while Eric and I still had to go to work. As the week progressed, we started throwing it back together. We got the heads torqued. Let it sit overnight, like we read on one of the Duramax forums. Torqued it again the next day, jammed the rest of it together, and so far so good. As soon as we got that done, if you'll come with me, we'll walk right over here, and you'll notice this giant pile of fresh dirt. That's because we finally got our septic system buried, which consisted of a 250-gallon tank, and of course our RV connection cleanout that's underneath that cone right there. And then our RV 50-amp power box is going to go right here on the south wall of what we like to refer to as Stick Speed Shop. And then a week from now, literally, because today's Wednesday, yeah, a week from now, we leave here, me and Eric do, to go to North Carolina to load the Challenger and Cassandra's giant propane bottle that she's got for the RV and a handful of her plants and stuff, and bring it all back here just in time for Christmas. So Eric's wore out, I'm wore out. I'm sure Kim's to the point where she's no longer going to volunteer herself to come and help us anymore. But it's all for good cause. It's all for good effort. And I seriously, if I can be real frank with y'all for a half a second, I absolutely could not have gotten any of this done without my friends Kim and Eric. So guys, if you're watching this, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for the help. It feels so good knowing y'all are on my team. With all those bases covered, again, I'll apologize for the huge delay in the time frame since I last talked to you guys. Like I said, we've had a lot going on, and the weather hasn't really been playing well with us. They're right there about a week before Thanksgiving. It rained on us so hard we couldn't even walk through this driveway. So we've had a few decent days to get the septic stuff done. I've got a decent day right now to get the toolbox of this thing fixed, and then it'll be ready to go. I'm trying to think, what else do I have left before we leave town, because I don't want to forget anything. But regardless, while I'm thinking of that, oh, that's what it was. I need to run the power cable from his breaker box over here to the outside wall. That's what it was. Thank you guys for reminding me. So I've got my marching orders. I've had this idea. If you guys want to ride with us, I've been thinking about filming our trip to North Carolina. Let me know in the comments if you guys want to take that road trip with me, because I think that'd be fun. Otherwise, It's the Christmas time of year, so keep doing what you're doing. We're going to keep doing what we're doing. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, really hope you will. This would be a good time to do it. Everybody's locked inside from the cold. Can't really do much unless you got a heated shop. If you have subscribed, guys, thank you so much. And as always, thank you for being so patient with us. I promise you guys, we got some good hot rod footage coming. We've got that pair of 73 Plymouth Satellites that we got to get built and get them out to the track as soon as we can. So I promise you the good projects are coming. So stay with us and we'll see you then.